For a second, I thought I didn't have on the shirt underneath it. Shout out to everybody. Good morning, good morning. It's the Impact. If I had somebody like me when I was younger, I'll be even more appreciative. I'm always saying or taking things real small for my kids and making it connect to everything. I gotta do much better in my own personal life with relationships and even just taking care. But with them, I'm definitely doing the best and the only possible direction, the way of doing that. And that's just me doing better, showing them a great example, and always inspiring them and micromanaging them too. I'm big on that too. Because if I expect them to do something, I gotta understand that it's a repetition type of thing. I gotta be able to keep it going, understand that I gotta relax, that they're young and they're gonna make mistakes. I was talking to my son just today. Listen about this example. And I have had people like me when I was younger. I mean, for sure, that always told me things when they was around. My mother's friends at the time, men and women at the church that I grew up in, St. Matthew's AME Church in East Orange, New Jersey, and other churches throughout the city, and men I just knew through the school system. I have a lot of them, but it was only when you encounter them. I wasn't seeking out for them. Maybe my sister's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, shout out to him. I would maybe seek out some advice from Naheem, my sister's, my nephew's father. I had sought out information from him before because they was very close and they knew exactly what I was dealing with. I wasn't too keen on spreading my business or lack thereof at that time. But I'm talking about like street stuff or even just trying how to maneuver in the world at that time. Remember, this is at that time where I grew up at. So, with that being said, my son this morning, picking him up from his grandmother's house, and he said he asked his grandmother, have he seen, that's how I said it happened. Have he seen, Grandma, have you seen my blue hoodie? Flash is sincere. Eating a cherry with a blue hoodie on. Looking right at James. And flashback to James. My blue hoodie that I wore yesterday, Grandma, have you seen it? I like it. It's on your brother. It fits him better, Grandma said. It's okay? I said yes. So I got in the car. I wish I could edit it. If I took the time to make this video and edit it, that would be so funny I did that. So yeah. I might do that in the future. So yeah. Man, make a little skit out of that. Ooh. But anyway, so I told him, mate, Jay, did you see Sincere with the hoodie on? Yes. I mean, I knew I had a feel you had that blue one yesterday. It did look like it fits you, but not much longer. Like very, very close. It was a padded puffy hoodie, so that already added to it. If it was a regular non-insulated one, he would have got away with it. But it does look smaller. It could go for your brother. So he liked it. He liked the way it felt, but I get it. But at the same time, I was telling him, don't ask like that. You could have told Grandma, and not necessarily ask. You'll be more so saying, Grandma, I like the blue hoodie that Sincere has on. Can I wear that to school today? If you really got to wear it that bad. You know, you already seen your grandmother put it on him, so that's the decision there is, right there. Leave it alone at that. Think about why. Like, you know what I mean? You guys have your own stuff, for sure. They definitely had their own stuff. It's just that those two are very close in sizes right now. And honestly, we'll buy something for James, and it wind up fitting better for Sincere. Or something that we would get for James, he would like, of course. So, like, it's so many different scenarios. But with this particular one, that particular hoodie, which they both are new. No, actually, the one that James has on now is the one he already had. So he had to put on basically one he already had. The blue one was for him, but it was just, it's a little bit, it's running its time. It's running its course, should I say. And basically, I was just trying to let him know, keep the confidence, James. Everything has to be moved with confidence. My whole thing was just, you should have said that with confidence. That's all. Just say it with confidence. And then I was also, alluding and telling him some more personal stuff or some personal opinions I feel like he might be going through in school. Nothing bad, but I just don't want to share that with y'all and judge anything with me. But just like I remember I would tell him when I was younger, I put it to him, because I've said it very, very differently, but I put it to him like this. I felt like I was typical. So I put it to him very different from what I'm telling you. But this is what I'm telling you. I felt like I was typical. And I equated myself to him. Meaning, trying to not fit in nowhere near like that, but just like nowhere near like that. Just like when you have encounters with people, I'm knowing how I should respond to stuff. Meaning like not in violence or even in joy. It's just like when you're having encounters with other students, do I have to laugh at everything? Do I have to show that, I'm engaged in what they're talking about or saying all the time or alluding to or showing? You know what I mean? There's so many different scenarios when you're younger and you're growing up looking back at it. Then I fast forward and I was just like, baby, you are 12. You know what I'm saying? I kept always trying to tell them that I know that and I remember that, and we have to have that age understanding. I was talking to a co-worker of mine, a good friend of mine. I appreciate him. He was talking about, man, I forgot how it was worded, but I overheard a podcast when I walked in his office, and we were talking about that section I heard. You cannot teach something. Hey, I forgot, man, to like not millennials. Yeah, I think what was it? It was like something from historical times. Dang, I forgot the term. I'm gonna maybe remember one day. I can't believe it, but I know I remember it personally. That sucks. I remember it like that. I literally think I just had it. That's terrible. But anyway, besides what it was saying was that that's how we all know information from past generations. It was worded so differently. I wish I could have said it just how it was worded, because I have a book like that already that entails that I've started and never actually finished, unfortunately. My grandmother's hands. So about generational trauma and how the things that we was taught as younger, which we needed to know, but how could we have been taught that growing up in certain communities, and how would that affect them? Because that's how I go through now every day. I tell them, y'all are going through so many different things than what we did. So it's like with me telling y'all how to maneuver and how to keep going, you're going through the internet. You're going through living in the all Caucasian community, which is a huge difference. Because I don't want them to carry themselves ignorant like how we may have once was, or how we once were, and they will mimic or mock anyway. I don't want them to go to school doing that. There's already enough black kids doing that. We're going to separate ourselves from that act. That was my point to him. That will always be. So I might always reiterate that right there, that message. And they know that. He knows that. So that's like, there's so much more with that. I might have to make another part 2 to this, because there's a lot. But I wish I could have just recorded my thoughts so much earlier. That's why you see me usually hit it as soon as I drop them off. I couldn't do that because it was so dark, and I didn't want to make another dark video. And I didn't want to borrow the light and have that light effect on it. Man. But I was reiterating that because you have to, man. You gotta reiterate this stuff to them. That's mainly what it is. I wish when I was younger, only person that would have been my father. It would have been him. But how could it be him if every time we was together it was video games or we would stay at his house, or you go to the park. I had a lot of good time. I ain't about to sum it up in a few handful of things. It was just up until a certain age, and then for my life, I don't know if that age meant something to him, but I don't know. It's just something happened to him where he just, it was like, I'm done with this or something like that. I have no clue what the man think it was. And I know you say you're not supposed to blame somebody because you don't know what they was going through, but at the same time, I just don't even try to think about it or really speak on it. I do think about it because I try to figure it out, what can I not do for him? Even if I'm in my son's life, I don't want to make nowhere near that mistake for him. So it's like, even though I'm in his life, I don't want to make nowhere near the mistake my father did. Nowhere near, like everything. With anything that I might have missed or anything that I could be not even thinking about. I shouldn't even be thinking about these things right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, he won't even have to think about these things. So that's why I try to focus more on what he should hear. And I try not to be too over the head with it. But at the same time, I try to let him know that I'm still knowing what's going on. I constantly got to remind him that I grew up when the internet was coming up. Or more so, the internet was out when we was born. I was born in 1990. The internet was out. But I was 1 year old, so I'm not going to speak on the 90. But I'm saying like that. It was out then. It was invented, I thought, in the late 70s or in the 80s. I thought it was invented in the early 80s or late 70s. But they didn't do nothing necessarily with it. And then, they just started doing stuff with it. Like, I don't know, man. Emails was first, I guess. I don't know how it was invented then. Oh, man. Excuse me. But whatever. So much. It just, by somebody like me, when I was younger, for them, I wonder. Because even when they get like a C, that's a big deal to me. It's like, come on, how you get a C? How let y'all get a C? Like, we on it. But it's cool though. Pushing them better. We pushing them. I'm pushing them. I appreciate y'all time always. You can sit your seat back up. I should have became a teacher. God bless. Peace and blessings always. Much love. Hit the next button about the channel. It's a nice weather. It warmed up a little bit. God bless.